This is a video about bot lane, and it's true that the support dictate lane, but it's also true that it's really important to have a strong level 1 champ. And Yunara is just simply broken, in my opinion, scales so hard, but also her level 1 when you stack the passive is surprisingly good. So, before we go back to bot lane, notice that junglers found each other, and it's an Jace Annie matchup because it's peanut, I guess. So, but the point is that Talon will start top side. In this instance, I'm not sure if he does it all the time, but in this specific matchup, he will do it simply because unless he can dive top lane, it's literally no point for him to path towards top lane. As well as this matchup, it's really important to cover. So the assumption is both junglers will start um, J4 will start blue, and Talon will start red. So notice something: Rakan doesn't have skilled anything, and usually in almost all the meta matchups in bot lane, Rakan will simply start Q because of all the, how should I say, engage more tanky matchup, he kind of suffers a little bit. Of course, there are some exceptions, which there will always be, but that's just the general uh, thing with Rakan. Also, Rell will probably, in most matchup, she can do crash down in level 1 in the minions as well as on 1, hopefully 2 champ to, if you have the right AD carry, like for example a Draven, you might even get a kill, but at least you will just crush the trade and you will simply secure level 2. Because you will see a lot of high challenger will trade so heavily and also push the wave. They don't care if they get the minions. Hopefully, of course, they do. They will use heal. They will use ignite just to secure level 2 first. So that's really important. So the trading pattern in this specific instance for Senna will obviously be do short trades, heal up, do short trade, heal up. If you get level 2 first, great. And this is probably the assumption from Rell. Rell will do a crash down into the minions and on Rakan and hopefully Yunara. Uh, he will lose the trade, but he getting healed up by Senna. He uses his pots, and you get two, and you simply dictate the lane. And Rakan, Yunara can't do anything in lane, and you will have prior, right? That is probably the assumption. But notice, we will notice something, a really important detail: the adaptation from Rakan because of Yunara. Yunara's passive is so fucking broken level 1. It's kind of disgusting. So, notice they put a ward and he swept it. Simply because it's too fucking much information if they let it stay, and he's even late to lane. So he can't really, it's hard to contest level 2. So he doesn't lose XP, but yeah, you see Senna autoing. Notice the trading, and this is the crash down. Almost hits both. Obviously, it's Rell. Yunara is walking down here, and Rakan is going to walk up. So the only target is going to for Senna is going to be obviously Rakan, the proximity. Notice W, because Rell is kind of like Leona. If you go in, you don't get out. So either you're going to win the trade or kill, or you just fucked. So notice Rakan is autoing, Wing. And now the key is they just gonna heal and run him down. Look, nothing you can do. He's simply dead. And now you keep on trading, walking, and you will walk back, and you will auto to get level 2. So when it's 1 minion before 2, um, you go and so on. But just take a look at what I mean. Imagine here, Rakan's skills Q, which he would probably do against Rell and other meta champs 85-90% of the times. He do an auto on Rell and a Q, and they win in heals because he heals up to full and Yunara gets some heal. That's completely fine. Even if Rell would blow both pots, this would be actually quite good for the Rell Senna bot lane, simply because they will get 2 first. So that would mean Senna could auto this minion, and then Rell walks out and keeps on autoing, walks up here, Rell, and you get level 2, and you can start zoning, and you can crash the wave whenever you want, and you dictate the lane. That is probably what Rell and Senna were thinking. But because of the Yunara passive and how quickly Rakan adaptive, they simply just got the kill. So, also, just a little free tip when they hit 2. And this is about minion wave. So now they hit 2. This is not so important. Soon 1 minion, and you obviously start zoning like you would. But notice something: the minion wave is almost with the turret, so it will take about 6 seconds for it to come to the middle of the lane. So now you just last hit the minions, and when the next wave comes, because it's so close, you can start crashing it, and you can auto all the minions all the time, and you will crash it basically perfectly because the new wave comes, and now you can do the recall. It wouldn't be a bad spot to recall at all, but simply the information you got early on, J4 and Talon will path both bot side, and J4 will take the red off the Grump, not Grump, but Golems, and he should skip the crab. He should apply pressure bot lane. So say it was a different jungler, like really weak, they might have just backed. But I believe Rakan and Yunara is 2 minions from level 3. I think 2. I'm not sure. I believe it's 2. So they're gonna stay. Just and notice they are trading because they know J4 is bot side. And he will, if he doesn't skip the crab or go straight bot, he's fucking trolling. And you will see a lot of trolling in EU solo queue. They will go to crab and fuck their bot lane so hard because the enemy jungler will just walk bot and your jungler is like wanking to the crab. And your bot lane dies. But they did a little trade. I think you get a level 3 here. I was more minions, my mistake. It was 3. And yeah, J4 walks instantly. And yeah, Talon do the same. Notice that Talon didn't walk to crab as well. Like obviously in the crab area, but he's covering bot because J4 is doing. That is kind of the issue. When your bot lane is so much stronger, like as the tempo, you can just cover your bot lane. And if the enemy jungler is on crab, you probably get a kill specifically here because Rell doesn't have flash. So you, in a way, you forcing the other jungler to cover as well. Because this is actually quite easily this if Talon doesn't cover, they will lose so much. But Rell kind of grieved it, I guess, and walked in, and now she's just dead again. So yeah. But the point of the video was when you have a stronger level 1 champion, it's more obvious maybe with a if you have a Draven, for example, or something like that, but you can do small adaptation. If you know how the matchups are quote unquote supposed to be played out, like Rell didn't do anything wrong, or she did, but that's normally how you would play Rell. And in most cases, it would be good. But because of the adaptation and Rell didn't consider or just maybe played on autopilot, she got punished so hard. But that was because of the W star from Rakan. And notice something, if Rakan in level 1, on the other hand, level 1 had W'd in, they wouldn't have won the trade. You needed to drag Rell into the wave and don't have an out. Um, And I believe in level 1, if Rakan start W, unless the Yunara passive is stacked, I think they even lose the trade, even if Rakan hits both of them. So it's just an account counter engage, but this is Delight, and he's kind of known for both Rakan and Rell. So I'm not surprised that he knows how to play both matchups and adapt accordingly to the AD carry. But I would like to see more, like even pros in the EU would do adaptations like this, because this is a totally normal play from Rell. So hopefully you learn something.